NBA 2K22 comes out in 2 days, and today, 2 days before the game releases, bro, they decided to drop some news on MyNBA, a full courtside report. Thank you. We actually got that blog post. We lit, fellas of the MyNBA community. We got ourselves a blog post. We lit. But anyways, they waited 2 days before the game drop. I'm so upset about that. But low-key, they might have saved the best for last, because glancing at the screenshots, it actually look pretty decent. In all honesty, it looks low-key fire. I honestly did not look at the full, courtside report, the blog, whatever you want to call it. I didn't look at it in full. I just looked at the screenshots, and based on what I've seen, I think it might have a lot of potential, in all honesty. But before we continue, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Prince YouTube PS Compulsion signing in here, aka Prince Anthony, aka that 26-year-old kid with the light squeaky voice. If you're not subscribed to the channel, sub to the channel, bro. It takes like 2 seconds. Like, legit, it takes 2 seconds. And I dropped the best MyNBA content out there, bro. Like, hands down. So the final countdown to NBA 2K22 is here, literally 2 days away from release. And in all honesty, I might, matter of fact, not might, tomorrow I'm gonna live stream once the game releases, show you guys MyNBA. I'm just gonna go through the game mode. Normally I do my first episode of whatever rebuild I'm deciding to do, like episodic rebuild, on that first live stream the day that 2K drops, but I'm not gonna do that this time. I'm probably just gonna do a quick rebuild. I want to see the game modes, like explore the ins and out of it, and just have a fun time with you guys in the live stream. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. We're gonna be lit. I find this to be so lit. So we actually got our own courtside report, bro. Like, this is big. This is definitely big for people in the MyNBA community. But first, starting off, it says estimated read time 11 minutes 30 seconds. Let's get it. Build out and solidify a championship caliber staff. Define the roles you'll need to fill and learn how training can make or break a title run in NBA 2K22. So of course they got their little intro, whatever they say here. You know what's funny? MyNBA, so it seems as though for this blog, right off the bat, I could immediately tell just by reading this first paragraph here, or skimming through the paragraph, I should say, that MyNBA for next gen has all the improvements based on, MyNBA for 2K21. But on current gen, they never announced anything for MyGM and MyLeague, so I feel so bad, bro. Okay, they said, let's get into the good stuff. So 2K14, we took basketball franchise gameplay to the next level of MyGM. Then NBA 2K20 pushed forward MyGM 2.0, which wasn't really the best, but you know me, I make the most of it. Love my franchise mode. So let's see. They said the more we thought about it, the more it became clear that we needed to improve the depth of not only just the GM, but those around them that make any organization run, the staff. So it seems like this year we are focusing on the staff. I'm just skimming through. I don't want to bore you guys with all these readings. So basically, we redesigned how your staff works from the ground up. New attributes, more than double the staff badges, and a slew of new roles. Is player roles back? We completely reimagined this aspect of the mode and are proud to show off the newest addition, MySTAFF. So in addition to everything that we had from MyNBA for last year, NBA 2K21, it seems like we're getting all that and the addition of MySTAFF. Let's see what they got to offer. So before doing anything, let me zoom in on this screenshot. I don't know how clear it is on the screen. Try to bring it up as big as possible. You guys see the words right there. Okay, so focusing on the screenshot before I look at anything else. I did look at the screenshots. I didn't read like anything in terms of what they're explaining. This looks pretty good. So for Greg Popovich, we got charisma, analytics, legwork, influence, organizing potential, basketball IQ, and a whole bunch of other stats. And there's a bunch of coach badges. Okay, so it seems like we're going to have a bunch of badges. Does that only apply to like the head coach, or do that apply to everybody in the staff? That I got to figure out. The staff now says 17 staff members. We got the shot doctor, big man coach, post D coach, perimeter defense coach, a guard guru, wing whisperer. Like, sheesh, how many staff members do we have this year? Going back to how staff has been in previous 2Ks for MyGM, MyLeague, etc. We had the assistant coach, head coach, the head scout, the trainer. Shout out to my guy Cuba Gooding. If you know, you know. Who else we got? the assistant GM, and then on top of that, the CFO. I think I forgot somebody, if I'm not mistaken. But now we got 17 staff members, bro. All right, they said we kept it in a similar format to help people out. Long story short, that's basically what it says. We got front office. Okay, so now you'll have 4 departments with positions you'll need to fill. Boom. So we got front office, that's the governor, the GM, assistant GM, the CFO, same as always. Coaching, we got the head coach, shot doctor, shot doctor, big man coach, post defense coach, perimeter defense coach, guard guru, wing whisperer. And then in terms of scouting, we got the head scout, 4 domestic scouts, 2 foreign scouts. That's lit right there. Then sports medicine, we got the team doctor, strength trainer, stamina trainer, sports psych. Listen. I just got home. Like, I'm struggling right now. Sports science, sleep doctor, and psychio. I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyways, that's a lot of staff that we're going to have to fill. Okay, so the front office needs every position filled, and you'll have the head of each department. Oh, that is lit. Okay, beyond that, you'll have a cap of 17 total staff positions you can fill, in addition to balancing the staff budget. Okay, so I'm liking all these different positions that now we could fill, and for each of these departments, there's the head. The only thing I have to say about this is that where's the assistant coach? I see the head coach, the shot doctor, etc., but I don't see any not a head coach, but assistant coach. Like, where's the assistant coach? Are we not doing assistant coaches this year? Probably not. So yeah, the rest of this section basically just says, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Do you want to do this? Basically, they say if this looks a little bit overwhelming, don't worry. We'll give you a general evaluation of each department, etc., etc. Okay, so far, the MySTAFF is looking pretty good. I feel like staff should have played a more important role in 2K for my NBA in general. In my opinion, when I used to make my wishlist videos all the time, I used to say that, like, we need to improve on the staff and improve on the training, but we'll get to that later on because I did take a little glance at it. But the next section is attributes and badges. This right here is lit. Now, in addition to the changes for the departments, you'll notice that we now have a new spread of attributes available. So now let's take a look. Looking at this screenshot, Honolulu Breeze. So it seems like they got one of the pre-made teams for my NBA. And looking at the strength trainer, so you got the main team doctor right there, Ricky Shelton, and then his position is the strength trainer, and then there's a bunch of different stats underneath this. I like how they broke down the staff. I'm gonna need a lot more, you know, I'm gonna have to go through like each of these sections when I actually play the game to figure out what this is actually for. MON, I don't know what that means. CHA, does that stand for like the Charlotte Hornets? I don't know. So I got to figure out the rest of this part, obviously. But offense, defense, and I'm guessing medical, based on their medical stats. So this is actually pretty good. I love how they break down like every single player, not player, but like staff member, and they have their own stats now. So now it feels like in addition to managing stats and the development of our players, we have to look into our staff and make sure that our staff is making like the best decision possible for our team. And the rest of this just explains like the attributes and badges. They didn't specify on the types of badges that we have. I mean, looking at Greg Popovich, he obviously has like a lot of badges, and I would assume they would come over time, you know, with the development of your team and your staff. But they're basically saying that we have a new attribute, charisma. This has no effect for a CFO buried in the spreadsheets, but would be essential for our department head. So, you know, different attributes will be required for, you know, whoever is the head of that department, basically is what this part is saying. So now they're going into a deep dive on all the different positions that they have in terms of the staff, and they're focusing on the new sports medicine department. So we got the team doctor, strength trainer, stamina trainer, etc. So it just breaks down, you know, exactly what they do, which is good. So definitely gonna want a good staff member that deals with this. The one that helps players rehab from injuries, that's like extremely good. But I like how they broke it down though. Like, all of this is really going to play a huge part in how fast your players heal from injuries and making sure that your players are properly conditioned so that they don't continue to get injured during the season. Like, this This is really in-depth and I really like it, but I really hope that it translates when I actually play the game and it has like that different feel to it. All right, next up we got the updated staff card. Let's take a better look at this. Let me zoom in. So right off the bat, this screenshot looks a lot better in terms of the staff. Normally on 2K21 and previous 2Ks, you don't really see much in terms of the staff. They have like a few badges and like that's it. Like they barely have anything at all. And a few stats and attributes, but this one is a lot more detailed. You got the overview, their overall ratings, which is pretty good. I gotta figure out what legwork means. But the badges looks pretty good. You could go through all of these and figure that out. Job aptitude. So I'm guessing based on the way that this is layered here, I am assuming that this just means that if Greg Popovich wanted to become like a head scout, like would he be willing to do it? That's what I'm thinking that section means. Ah, okay, this makes more sense. So I was right. So basically it says in 1994, the year I was born, aka 26-year-old kid with a light squeaky voice. Anyways, 1994, as the Spurs GM, he ended up installing himself as the head coach and flourished into one of the all-time greats, able to handle everything both on and off the court. Greg Pop has numerous badges across multiple job types, so no matter whom he staffed in, he'll likely have the attributes to make it work, and likely a bevy of silver, gold, Hall of Fame badges to bolster his abilities. So that makes a lot more sense when you look at it that way. So job aptitude, that's gonna play a huge factor in a lot of things. So this just basically means he could do anything. Look at this, 100%. Like, I could hire him as my team doctor and Greg Popovich is gonna be like literally helping our players recover from injuries. Like, that's insane right there. He could play any role. That's what I want to see. So in the future, imagine getting somebody like LeBron James on my team. His GM should be at like 100, bro. It really should. Woo, training. So our other flagship feature for NBA 2K22 is the improvements to team and player training. Let's get it. This is something I really wanted improvements on for a long time. We've had some awesome ways to custom tailor, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so did they change it? Okay, here we go. So we have the new prep hub. So it says right here, hold on, let me scroll down. I'm getting ahead of myself. This is designed to be the one-stop shop for anyone that is looking to try to adjust a team's training and fatigue while having a mind towards the scouting report for your next opponent. This is what I want to see. Okay, so let me zoom in right here. Make sure y'all get a good look at it. All right, so Greg Pop, we got the team doctor, shot doctor, etc, etc. I like this new prep hub, bro. So now the coach game plan, I could mess around with the game plan, the coaching system, now individual training. So it seems like they lumped the training in with all the coach stuff as well. So the coach game plan is now a part of the team training and everything is like all in one hub basically. So you can see the previous games. If we took L's, we took W's, we could see the scouting report for the next team that we're facing, basically. And now every day we have a morning session, an afternoon session, an evening session. Hopefully we will be able to, you know, manage each of these sessions. It's looking like you are going to be able to, because this says afternoon team system M. I don't know what that means, like probably like a team meeting or something along those lines. But you could schedule like a morning shoot around, an afternoon shoot around. Like, that's pretty good. Now we got the team training. So let's take a look at this beautiful screenshot here. All right, so team training, they break it down by day. Okay, so they break it down on an everyday session, morning, afternoon, evening. I see some things you could do here like study film. You could have shoot arounds, team system management. What else can you do? Training details, intensity, fatigue, injury risk, training effects, what it helps boost. This is actually pretty good. Really, really good way to implement a training feature or a better training feature to my NBA. I'm definitely going to take advantage of this during my episodic rebuilds when I go in depth and I rebuild teams. You have the team fatigue right here, team fitness, injured players, rehabbing players, load managed players. So wait, are we going to be able to load manage players? Hold on, let me zoom in right here, make sure y'all can see that. Are we going to be able to load manage players? Do you guys actually think we're going to do load management? I'm going to do that right before the playoffs, because normally when it comes to my rebuilds, I always have a lot of players get injured. Like right before the postseason, which really sucks. But yeah, look, morning session, you could change afternoon session. You press the X button to change. That's dope. For individual training, it says now it's easier than ever to choose a player's ideal skill training to focus on. This will affect all individual training and help make sure that a player's attributes grow in that direction over time. Okay, that's what I want to see. So looking at the screenshot, individual training, let's see, we're doing Keldon Johnson. You could focus on the player type for the training, in terms of point guard, what type of point guard you want them to be. Okay, based on the player themselves. That's what I want to see. So this is a more in-depth way to make sure that we develop players. So now if I have a player like, let's say, Anthony Edwards on my team, I could pick tool guard and have him focus on being an all-around tool guard, and I like that. Compact spreadsheets. So this is basically just a better way in terms of, you know, viewing the roster, how to see more information there. So they made it a lot more compact. This is not really a new feature. It's just them saying, hey, you're able to see a lot more. I don't qualify this as a feature, bro, but I get what they're trying to say. Looking at the roster viewer, you can see a lot more information. Before, you only used to be able to see up to like perimeter defense, but now you can see like a lot more here in terms of that. And then you could switch to the actual detail view and see like the actual stats for the players. This is pretty good, I guess. Next up, we have conditional coaching, which seems to be something for like simulation. So when you're simulating games, let's see an example. One of our preset simple conditions is garbage time. Ooh, all you have to do is add a point value like 10. Once set, it makes it so that if you're in the fourth quarter, if a point differential is 10, whether you're up by 10 or down by 10, and there's only a little bit of game time left, you sub out the starters and get in the bench to make sure you help play the rookies, give them extra time. Okay, that right there is dope. That right there is dope in terms of conditional coaching. Like, I'm definitely going to use that feature. New pre-built teams. The Bronx Brawlers, Honolulu Breeze, and the Omaha Airmen. That's not really much of a feature, so they only added in 3 pre-made teams. Like, come on, bro, y'all could have added in the Las Vegas Royals, I'm just saying. But that's about it. So in summary, big changes to MySTAFF and training to add a new layers of depth to any type of MyNBA you create, plus better spreadsheets across the game mode, new pre-built teams, only 3, greater control over the way you run teams via simulation, etc. So all in all, based on this blog post, MyNBA is looking pretty good, in all honesty. I feel like last year they just slapped together My GM and My League and made it into MyNBA, but this time they're actually taking the approach and adding to that, and adding in that MySTAFF edition, or added in the MySTAFF feature, I should say, not the edition. Added in that to it makes things a lot better, in my opinion. I like the route that we're going down for this game mode. As someone that loves MyNBA, in my opinion, it looks pretty okay. In all honesty, it looks like they added some new features to it. So tomorrow night, or when 2K drops, we're going to check it out and we're going to be lit. I'm just going to go through the entire game mode, look at all the new features, and probably do a quick rebuild, and just have some fun with you guys. So yeah, I am definitely planning on doing that live stream tomorrow, and hopefully it's lit. That's all I can really say about that. But anyways, if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Like I said, we're dropping quality MyNBA content out here, and we're about to be lit for NBA 2K22. Thank you guys for all the love and support. This is Prince of YouTube, signing out.